Yo, how's it guys? So today we are diving. I got brother Rylan with me, and somewhere in the back is brother Dex in his forerunner, and we are going to the spot where I saw literally thousands and thousands of toau. So I brought my ski drum out to shoot them. Hopefully one or both my partners want to venture out that far with me, but we'll see, because that's a lot of toaus and it looks fun. So that is my game plan for today. Is if we're hiking that far, then we are swimming that far, or I'm swimming that far. I don't know, my partners. So yeah, like I was saying, hike far, swim far, and find thousands of toau. That is the game plan. On the way there, I'm going to stop by the ledge. Hopefully I get redemption on an uku, and yeah. But if we decide not to hike and swim far, and we're going to go swim the other way, then it's kumus. I'm going to make a bit more. So stay tuned for that. And so yeah, now I'm going to concentrate on riding, because I'm about to drive us into a wall. And we don't want to do that. Anyway, see you guys down there. Alright, so this is my first drop of the day, and all I really wanted to focus on was my breathe ups and slowing down my kicks. I really wanted to focus on slowing down and not really focus on shooting fish, but just focus on the dive. I know that I'll have my opportunities at fish, so I'm not focused on any of that. Instead, I just want to chill out, embrace the free fall, and just let my mind drift with the currents. Here, I push out a little bit deeper, and I honestly love this terrain. The sand and the structure, the mysterious boulders in the back. I just love all of it. Here, this monocali pops up, and I honestly believe that he was going to be on my stringer. So I think that's where I messed up. I threw out some grunts to call him in, but I ended up scaring him away. So this is the same zone, just closer to that structure, and I honestly cannot put into words how much I love diving this kind of zone. To me, this is peace. This is why I dive, and I live for it. Here, the small uku comes in, and honestly, if he gives me a good shot, I do not mind taking him home. So I start pulling myself forward to close the distance, but I wasn't comfortable taking that shot. As we were swimming down the coast, I was looking down and I was like, that's a hole. So I figured I'd go down and check. Yep, that is totally a hole. No one home though. So we finally reached the ledge that we were aiming to hit, and honestly, I am hopeful. I'm excited and hopeful, and so I take my drop. I love this ledge because there's usually so much life, especially with the Nenui school. The school is huge. Today there was those munus, and when I checked this hole, there was actually a nice omilu in there. I couldn't really tell how big he was, but I was just waiting for him to pop out and give me a good shot. Now, what I didn't know was he escaped through the back. But look at all this life, just simply soothing. So while I was recovering at the surface, I noticed there was 2 ukus just cruising on the bottom. So I ended up taking like 4 or 5 drops on these ukus. And the thing I noticed is that every time I took a drop, they would just disappear. And no matter how long I stayed down there, they just wouldn't come back until I went back up. So I think they figured us out. This is the same general area, we just pushed further up the finger. This particular spot, we haven't really spent a lot of time diving, so I was pretty curious to see what the depth was. Honestly, I was guessing somewhere around 73, 75 feet. But come to find out, it was only about 67, 68 feet. I see these moose coming in, and they're pretty good size, but I also see that trench. And I am thinking I should have dropped in that trench. Because I chose the wrong spot and I'm wide open. So this is my attempt at dropping in that trench. Now there is a strong current, so I successfully land on the wall of the trench, and this is at only 71 feet. But look at this structure. I definitely gotta come back and thoroughly dive these structures. I love the eeriness of these structures. So I finally made it all the way to the spot where I saw those thousands and thousands of toau. And they're gone. I am mind blown right now. Like, how does thousands of toaus just disappear? And I talked to Dex about it, and I think they migrated. My primary goal was to get to that school of toau and shoot as much as I could. So now that they're gone, I need a plan B, but I didn't think of a plan B. So now it's time to explore new territory, and as I was just swimming around, I found this school of moo. These smaller moos are coming into range, but I am waiting for the bigger ones that's off in the distance. Of course, they're not coming in, so now I'm starting to follow them around. I'm trying to use all the tricks I know, from closing my eyes, scratching, dusting, and nothing is working. The small ones are coming in, but the big ones that I'm targeting, they're not even interested. They're just out in the distance doing their own thing. So I pushed that a little bit more further out, and I come across this structure, which honestly I thought it was a small omilu hole or something, but there's a hole in it, but I don't think omilus and uluas use it. Out of nowhere, this nice kumu comes out, and I decide to take him, so I line up, take the shot, but he rips off. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty butthurt about that one. I take several drops looking for that kumu, and this little guy comes in multiple times, so I think he's also looking for that kumu too. I decide to take one more drop looking for that kumu, and to my surprise, this guy comes out and greet me. So I figured he's good size, so I line up, and he gets too close, but I'm able to put a stone shot in him. So I've been stabbed by palanis and cut by kalas before. So with alima mamas, I am not risking it for the biscuit. Check out how I handle my alima mamas. Stiff leg action. So I decide to take one more drop on this spot, and this little guy tells me I gotta get out of here. So on our way back, I saw this Alim Mama going in and out of this hole, and I figured I'd go down and try and shoot him with my spear gun. Now, at first it's fine until I decide I'm going to try and shoot my 120 into this hole. Thankfully, I realized that's a bad idea. That could have been bad. So on our way back in, I decided to take the shallow route, and here I saw a bunch of moose, so I figured, why not? Once I get to the bottom and I settle in, I close my eyes, I try to pull out all the stops for these moose. And when I look up, they're kind of swimming away. Here I see this taco, I'm super stoked. I'm already thinking about taco sashimi, and come to find he's a little too small. Catch you later. So we reached all the way back in the beginning, and I saw a bunch of kole, so we figured try to take some home for the family. Alright, so it's the next day, and yesterday was just extremely tough. We weren't sure if it was gonna rain. There were strong currents, strong winds, but with all of that, we still had our fair share of opportunities. So, I saw those collies in the beginning of the dive, and the uku. There's omilus on that one ledge. I lost that kumu. There's just a lot, and I had opportunities. I didn't capitalize on it. So sometimes that's how it goes, right? So for tonight, gonna keep it simple. Gonna deep fry the forkoles and make nitsuke out of the alimama. But before that, I want to make gyotaku out of the alimama. Earlier this year, I did a dive where I shot a really big alimama, and I haven't made a video for that because I don't have the footage. I lost it. It's on my external that stopped working. But on that particular alimama, I had the thought that I wanted to, alimamas would make great gyotaku because of their scale design and the saber. I remember telling myself, if I ever got into gyotaku, I hope I shoot a alimama to be able to gyotaku that. Although today's alimama isn't that big, it's still a good size one, so try gyotaku before making some nitsuke. So that's my plan for today, is do the gyotaku. Right after that, clean the fish, get it prepped for tonight, and then have some dinner.
Baby? Baby?
I did 8 prints of that alimama, and it was hard. I'm not gonna lie, I got frustrated. So I ended up, out of the 8 prints, I ended up choosing the first print to keep. And it's nowhere near perfect, but so this is the alimama. As you can see, it's not perfect. The biggest thing for me is the front of the face. So like right here, you can't like make out the shape of, especially of the face. But the reason why I chose this print over the other 7 is because out of all of them, this one you can see the scales the best. And again, it's It's nowhere near perfect. You can see the scales the best. You can see the details in the fins. Now that I got to like kind of just chill and like relax a little bit, I think what I needed is like a thicker ink, because this one's pretty runny. My mother-in-law got it for me from the Daiso in Japan, so cheaper in ink, but all in all I cannot be mad because this is only my second fish I printed. I like it. As imperfect as it is, I like it. Always room for improvement, right? So yeah, I'm gonna keep this one. Oh, let me get the Moana Kali. And this is the Moana Kali from the long grueling dive. So this is the print I decided to keep. I made 3 prints. I kept the first one because even though there's like a little wet spot on the front, you can pretty much make out the entire fish. You can see the scales, and yeah, again, not perfect, but shoot, I'll take it. It's only my first fish, right? But regardless, I think it's pretty freaking cool to be able to print my own fish. So hopefully in time I get better. Until then, I will just keep enjoying this. Time is kind of running out as far as how often I get to dive, because pretty soon my mother-in-law is gonna leave, go back to Japan, and then at the ending of October we are going to Japan. So yeah, I'm running short on time to dive. Hopefully get to squeeze a couple more in, but who knows, maybe I'll go fishing in Okinawa and make a serious attempt to catching some good fish there. We'll see. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the like button. Don't forget to check out Venture Wetsuits. They got a ton of dry fits. My favorite Uku suit is still available. And yeah, don't forget to use my discount code ToonLife. It'll save you 10% off your entire purchase. And with that said, have a good night, guys. Shoots.